Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Welcome back. Hey, our own Steve Johnson had a chance to talk to somebody, Orrin Hudson. Now, I don't know if you recognize that name, but he is a champion. Extraordinaire, yes. He is a chess champion. And, well, I'll tell you what. I'll let Steve and Orrin talk, and you'll get the story. Let's join them.
Well, it's not every day that we get to talk to a chess champion, but it is great to be able to talk to Orrin Checkmate Hudson today. And so the first question I have for you, Orrin, how does one become a chess champion? I mean, you have to play a lot of rounds, I suppose. How long does that take to become a champion once you start the competition?
Well, you know, I think it's based on commitment. If you're committed to learning what's going on and you studying the patterns, then you become a champion probably in a few years. Depends on how your work ethic is and how much time you're willing to put in it. But being a chess champion is not hard if you're willing to put in the work. And I tell people all the time that all things are possible if you work hard and apply yourself.
Now, your story is kind of interesting because, as I understand it, you really weren't that interested in school or anything that would cause a discipline like chess to have to be within your early years of school. Is that right?
Right. Well, I mean, I got introduced to the game of chess by a white teacher in All Black High School, and it saved my life. So I owe my life to a teacher who took the time to show me how to think strategically about my future.
And that's something like, what grade would that have been where that started?
Well, you faded out. I didn't quite hear
Oh, okay.
you, but
What grade was that you started on that road to starting to think more like a guy playing chess, a chess champion?
I was in, I learned the game when I was in the 9th grade, and I really didn't get into chess tournaments to probably a few years later because I felt like I wasn't good enough to participate. But my whole mission in life is to teach young people how to think strategically about their future. My message is think it out, don't shoot it out.
Okay, so you took this into an organization called the Be Someone Foundation, and that's all based on kind of your experience with chess and how you've kind of worked with youth. Is that right?
Yeah, my foundation is based on thinking strategically about your future, making every move count, and learning from every decision that you make. My message is heads up, pants up, grades up, and the big one, never give up.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your background in that, because it sounds like that had a huge impact on what you're doing right now. When you started connecting with this teacher who started teaching you chess, what did you find out about yourself that you didn't know before?
Well, I found out that patience is a virtue. Sometimes you got to learn to wait. And sometimes you got to study yourself, you know, study what you're doing and how you can improve, and always try to improve, always try to respect others, always try to think before you move, because one move could cost you the game.
Now, I suppose you found that you kind of liked chess. Were you surprised at that before you actually became really good at it?
Well, I love it. And when you love what you do, it's not work at all. You love doing it. And I love to solve problems. So chess is a way of solving problems and dealing with what's in front of you, staying in the moment. To be successful in this world, you have to deal with what's in the moment. Can't focus on the past, can't focus on the future. You got to deal with what's in the moment. So staying in the moment. Chess is about a live game. It's a great game. It's a live game. And it's dealing with what's in the moment in real time.
And let's talk about how you actually take the Be Someone Foundation and put that into play. What do you do in the schools?
I go in and I set up a big chessboard and I teach the children by actual experience how to think on their feet, how to solve problems in real time, how to make every move count, how to think before you move, and how to just learn from every decision that you make. When your opponent make a move, you got to make a move. And you got to learn to wait on your opponent. Don't get in a rush, because you don't want to give your opponent any clues on what you're going to do. So you got to be cool, calm, and collect, think things through, and ask yourself, is this true? Is this honest? Is this the best move I can make?
Do you find that that's probably the biggest problem is the focus aspect? Because we think of so many things taking our attention these days, whether you're a child or an adult, and we're just very short minded, I guess you'd say, that if it's not happening now, it doesn't matter. I'm not thinking about strategically in the future or anything like that. Do you find that kids are almost too much ADHD influenced because of all the electronics around us and everything else, that this has to be a new way of thinking for them?
Yeah, I think chess is a way to kind of like calm you down a little bit, help you sit back and kind of like learn to wait and learn to respect your opponent move, because sometimes in chess, your opponent, you can get so caught up in what you're going to do that you forget about what your opponent going to do. So it teaches you to, okay, you got to respect what your opponent do, because you can't get so focused. Sometimes you get tunnel vision. Tunnel vision, when you're so focused about what you're going to do, you're not even thinking about what he do. You got to stop and respect what he does and then make your move.
Do you find that's a tough thing to teach kids?
Well, it takes time, because a lot of students are trained for instant gratification. So it's a learning curve that they got to go through, but it helps them later in life.
Now, how does that work with students who perhaps they've never thought of this before? Do you find that some discover that they actually can do this a lot easier than other kids, and they're rather surprised by them, almost like it sounds like you were for yourself?
Well, I think it's self-discovery. You learn by trial and error, and chess is a silent teacher in that it teaches you, oh, yeah, you can't do that. Oh, put that back. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, no. It's a silent teacher, so it teaches you by actual experience how to think things through, and then you learn from your decision right there on the spot. Instant learning, because when you make a mistake, sometimes your opponent can jump on it. Sometimes you can make a mistake and you can't see it for 5 moves down the road. But sometimes you can learn right away things not to do. So
okay.
It's a great teacher.
With what you bring into the classrooms there, do you find that this is kind of a mentoring aspect for you and the kids, or is that a difficult thing to do that takes even more time?
Well, it's a mentoring thing. It's mentoring because that's what I do. I'm a mentor and I'm a coach. And I show children how you lead by example, showing them how, you do this, you do that first. And I tell them the right move is not the right move unless you make it at the right time. So sometimes you got to learn how to make the right move, and you got to do it in the right order. Sequence is critical, because if you get things out of order, it could cause you a lot of trouble in court, in life, and everything. So you got to do things in the right order. If you miss one button in your shirt, then all of them are wrong. So the right move is not the right move unless you make it at the right time.
Now, I understand you wrote an open letter to President Obama. What was in that letter?
I just told him I'm going to be getting an award from the FBI. I'll be in the Washington, D.C. area for a couple of days, maybe even longer, and would love to connect with the White House and put a message out about, thinking before you move. Every move has consequences. And my message is brains before bullets. Think it out. Don't shoot it out. Every day, 2 months ago, there was a shooting every day in every school. So we got to find a way to teach young people to think it out, don't shoot it out. Heads up, pants up, grades up, and the big one, never give up.
Okay, now you have to tell me about this award from the FBI. How did that happen?
I don't know. I really don't. I just got a phone call. I got a phone call, and they said, well, look, we heard about some of the great things you've done. We know you train a lot of kids, and you're all about crime prevention. See, I'm a former state trooper. And so I discovered putting people in jail doesn't work. We got to prevent them from going in jail in the first place. So the FBI realized I'm on a mission to teach young people and prevent crime, because I tell young people all the time, if you pull a gun on a police officer or someone else, then your life is over. So think things through before you do it, because if you pull the gun on someone, your life is over as well. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, before you go out to seek revenge on someone, dig 2 graves. Meaning that, vengeance doesn't work. You got to figure out a way to choose peace over violence, think it out, and don't shoot it out. So my mission is about teaching young people how to solve problems peacefully.
Now, you're based out of Georgia, is that right?
I'm based out of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Okay. Is the Be Someone Foundation, is that also expanding? Because I know you've traveled around the world with this kind of a message. Well,
my goal is to go all around the world. I would love to come where you guys are. My goal is to train 1 million young people worldwide. I've trained 40,000, so I have a long way to go.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you certainly have the desire for that. Let me ask you this. You know, you had one individual who paid attention to you to show you the potential you didn't even know you had. What would you suggest to other adults who might be able to, maybe they don't even have that sensitivity to look around? What should they be looking for in kids to be able to say, you know what, here's one that is reachable and I need to spend the effort to reach out to them?
Well, I would say never give up. I mean, you take my situation, I had a white teacher in an all-black high school that took the time to teach me chess and spend some time with me, and just let children know that they all have their own unique combinations and power, and that some of them may not have the book smart, but they may have other intellectual abilities that will offset and make up for the other things that other people can't do. I just would say, don't give up on them and let them know that everyone's important and that everybody was born to be a star at something, and the purpose of their life is to discover their unique combinations of power.
Now, without that one person in your life, do you think you would have become a state trooper, a chess champion? I mean, what do you think would have happened to you if you hadn't had somebody reach out to you? I
probably would have ended up in jail or locked up like some of my friends did. I was raised in a bad neighborhood, and at one point I was hanging out with these guys, and they say, go do this, you do it, go do this, you do it. I was following the follower. So the main thing my teacher taught me is don't follow the follower, be a leader. That you got to get around people, make sure the people you're following are qualified to lead you. And so I started getting around people who are making better choices and better decisions.
Have you found that this kind of also went to some of your friends when you were young, when you were, like you said, in 9th grade and that person reached out to you? Did they also tap into this, or was this something mostly you just did yourself?
I think it's mostly me, maybe a few other people, but it's mostly me. And, I took it to heart. And a lot of my colleagues, they didn't stick with it. So I stuck with it, and it paid off. And I'm living my dream because a teacher took the time to teach me how to think strategically about my future.
Oh, now you've got this letter to President Obama. Do you think you're going to hear back from him?
Yeah, I think some good things are going to happen in a few weeks. So stay tuned.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, maybe we can do a follow-up interview.
And President Obama, if you're watching this and you hear it, I want to challenge you to a match so that we can save young people and help me reach my goal of teaching 1 million young people how to play chess and make every move count.
I read your letter. I didn't know. Does President Obama play chess regularly?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I do know that I've read somewhere where he plays chess. So chess is an excellent game to teach people how to solve problems peacefully. And we need to teach young people that every move has the consequences and that black and white is the same. So it's not about blame, it's about aim. And the key concept is to aim high.
All right, Orrin Checkmate Hudson, thanks. You've been an inspiration to all of us, I think. Thanks for being with us today.
BeSomeone.org.
Wow, great. Very inspiring. All right, coming up next, a lot of folks have been asking, all right, Perry, where are you exactly with the Dove moving into its new home? Well, I'll tell you when we come back.